The Red Sox win the first World Series on this date. Welcome back to On This Day. Today's date is October 13th, 2023. It is the 286th day of the year. You got 79 days left until 2024. It's the 41st Friday in the 41st week and the 21st day of fall. Today is National M&M Day. Kids love them, adults feel nostalgic when they eat them, and they won't melt in your hand, only in your mouth. M&Ms were created in 1941, and it was the Mars Corporation that basically funded it. Originally, it was its own company. It was M&Ms Limited. They were part of Mars. It's this weird whole thing. Actually, the M stands for Forrest E. Mars Sr. and Bruce Murray, who was son of William F.R. Murray, the president of Hershey Chocolate. There's a whole big story of how this whole thing was intertwined. M&Ms are one of the most successful candies ever made. Interesting story about the Hershey Corporation and the Boston Red Sox World Series win is they were up against the Pittsburgh Pirates. The Pittsburgh Pirates at one point were owned by Hershey. I may have told this before, but the reason Hershey named his baseball team the Pirates is because of a rumor and urban legend. Now, there's a whole lot that goes into this, but back in the day, chocolate was very expensive. And then the whole milk chocolate thing came around, and Milton Hershey started selling these Hershey chocolate bars that were a fraction of the price of a normal chocolate bar. So the people that produced the normal chocolate bars that were very expensive basically started rumors. And one of those rumors was that Milton Hershey had paid pirates to steal chocolate from the real chocolate producers that produced the expensive stuff. Well, to thumb his nose at what they were saying and the rumors, he named his baseball team the Pirates. At least that's what the urban legend is. All right, let's see what else October 13th has given us. 1903, the Boston Red Sox win the first modern World Series, defeating, like I'd said, the Pittsburgh Pirates in the 8th game. Now, if you're wondering how that math works out, back in the day, it was actually a 9-game series instead of 7. Boston took 5 of the games, the Pirates took 3. 1972, Uruguayan Air Force Flight 571 crashes in the Andes Mountains. 28 people survived the crash, all but 16 died before rescue on December 23rd. They had a great movie about that called Alive. In 1972, one of the most harrowing survival stories in the history of aviation unfolds amid the desolation and unforgiving terrain of the Andes Mountains. The flight was carrying 45 passengers and crew, and it crashed high in the remote Andes on October 13th. It was a miracle that 28 survived the crash. Little did they know their ordeal had just begun. Stranded at an altitude of over 12,000 feet, they faced extreme cold, dwindling food supplies, and an ever-present threat of avalanche. To survive, they resorted to drastic measures, including cannibalism. As the weeks turned into months, their hopes of rescue dimmed. The survivors' incredible resilience and determination ultimately paid off when, on December 20th, more than 2 months after their crash, 2 of their own embarked on a treacherous journey through the mountains, reaching civilization and securing their rescue. The rest of the group was finally rescued on December 23rd, 1972, after enduring unimaginable suffering and loss. The story of this flight is incredible. Now, I understand there's a pretty good book about this. I had seen like a documentary on it and I thought it was amazing. Then I watched the movie. That's all I know about it, but it is an incredible story. Now, what caused the crash was an inexperienced co-pilot. He was at the controls when the accident occurred. He mistakenly believed the aircraft had reached a point where the flight would turn and descend. He failed to notice that the instrument readings indicated that he was still about 60 or 70 kilometers from the turning point. The aircraft struck a mountain, taking off both the wings, and the fuselage slid down a glacier at an estimated 220 miles an hour and descended about 725 meters, or about 2,300 feet, before crashing into ice and snow. Like I said, they should have all been dead. 1983, Ameritech Mobile Communications launches the first U.S. cellular network in Chicago. One thing leads to another, and none of us can go to the bathroom without our phones. 2010, a mining accident in Chile ends as all 33 trapped miners arrive at the surface after a record 69 days underground. I watched this on the news, and how they got them out was incredible. First of all, I have little claustrophobia issues. If I can't move my body, like I had to take an x-ray and about freaked out. You know, I had to go in the whole CAT scan machine because I couldn't move. And these guys had to get in a little tube where, you know, their shoulders are hunched in and they have to slide them up for a 15 15-minute ride to the top. I would have been a basket case by the time I got 2 minutes into that trip. Just a rough situation all the way around. It's like, no, that's okay. I'll live down here for the rest of my life. Just send food and Krispy Kreme. They'll fit in that little surface ride tube. Movies released on October 13th, 2011, The Rum Diaries. This is a great book by Hunter S. Thompson. Love the book. Movie sucked. It starred Johnny Depp, his ex-wife Amber Heard. I don't know if this had anything to do with their court case and their divorce. Giovanni Ribisi was in there, Aaron Eckhart, and Richard Jenkins. I love him. Yeah, this is the worst adaptation I've ever seen of a book. If you get a chance to watch this on TV, go to sleep instead. Or watch it. About 3 minutes into it, you'll be asleep. Born on October 13th, 1989, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. She's an American politician and activist who became a U.S. representative for New York's 14th Congressional District in 2019. She is a member of the Democratic Party and she is widely known as AOC. Now, interesting thing about her. Now, I don't care about your politics. This is not a political thing. Being a person that studies film, watches film, and it's sort of my business here on YouTube. I don't know about her politics, but I saw her YouTube video when she first came out announcing who she was and all this. It was a story-driven, documentary-looking thing, and it was entertaining. It was filmed perfectly. The cinematography was great. I know nothing about her, but that video was excellent, and I don't know if it won her the race, but I'm sure it helped. But she was the youngest woman to ever serve in the U.S. Congress at age 29. Died on October 13th, 1974, Ed Sullivan, legendary host of the TV variety show The Toast of Town, also known as The Ed Sullivan Show, from 1955 to 1971. He actually had a short boxing career before getting into television. That's where the Beatles first played here in the United States. Elvis was on there and they only filmed him from the waist up because, you know, watching a man move his hips might corrupt the entire country. There's a movie called The Doors about the band The Doors, starred Val Kilmer. There's a great part in that movie that apparently is true where one of the, I don't know, guys that run the show for Ed Sullivan, he came up to the band before they were going to go on and said, the song you're singing, network has a problem with one of your lines. And it's the song Light My Fire where there's a lyric that goes, we couldn't get much higher. And the guy told him, we just think it would be better if you say, girl, we couldn't get much better. And Jim Morrison and the Doors agreed they would do that. But when it came time to do it on live television, he said higher. But so many different cool things happened on the Ed Sullivan Show. So many stars had their start there. But his show had run from 1955 to 1971. By 1971, the show's ratings had plummeted. In an effort to refresh the CBS lineup, CBS canceled the program in March of 1971. So angry that they were canceling his show, he refused to host the remaining shows that they had, which was about 3 months of shows. In early September 1974, Ed Sullivan was diagnosed with an advanced stage of cancer. Doctors gave him very little time to live, and the family chose to keep his diagnosis secret from him. Ed Sullivan was a lifelong smoker, and he just believed that his ailment had something to do with other things he'd had in the past, like gastric ulcers. On October 13, 1974, at New York's Lenox Hills Hospital, Ed Sullivan passed away. He was 73 years old. All right, that's today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you got some information out of it. Now go out, have a great day, be nice to each other.